Ah! Ah! What's up, guys? Mr. Real here, still real, back at you with a happy clinic with another episode, bringing back a segment that we used to have, the tutorials. Today, we're gonna be teaching you how to be a hitman. Trademark. I'm actually on a timer right now. You might not see it, but I'm using the light from my turtle's aquarium, and it's scheduled to stop in about half an hour or so. So if I don't hurry this up, the video might go black all of a sudden, and that would be very unprofessional on my behalf. Yeah. You know, I kinda enjoy making those videos. I kinda enjoy those intimate talks with you, you know, getting so close, getting to know you and stuff. Actually, what we need right now, if we were to be a huge channel, if you were to be very cool, a little bit nice, we kinda miss a fireplace, but I guess that's impossible. I guess the safety. There we go. Nothing like a good smart TV for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to talk about my feelings today. I like to have this emotional episode where I talk about the story that I have for you, and I'll use some advice that I've been given from my precious lady. And I will be introducing something new in my videos. Guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe so I could go on a vacation on your money. And it's called Mukbang. I have to milk every opportunity I get, so basically I'll be eating while I'm talking to you. I'll be eating normal things. I don't have to eat like huge things. I mean, I could, but I'm on a diet. My friends know it. I'm on a diet on yeah. The Hitman series, ladies and gentlemen, is a series of video games. And if the English won't help you, in Hitman, you gotta kill people. Now, this series has been my favorite, one of my favorite series of all time. Hitman Contracts is actually my second favorite game of all time, and I'm really struggling to keep it second. Really struggling not to give it first place, you know. I've been kind of getting an abuse. I've been abused by my first place. But don't worry, Hitman's toying with my emotions too, so that's why I'm making this video. Now let's define Hitman, alright? Let's talk about what you're supposed to do in Hitman. In a lot of games you're supposed to kill, but in Hitman especially, you're supposed to kill stealthily. I've come to believe that the power of example works like a charm in these days, so here's what you're supposed to do. So you're basically a bald guy on generic steroids. You've been made in a laboratory by an insane guy who's actually a genius, but he's bad, so you gotta kill him too. And you're just an assassin, a very good assassin. Well, that's nice. Right now, there are as much as 6 Hitman games on the market. As much as I hate to say that number, 6 games. Actually, I take that back. There are 4 games and a 6th one that's being released in monthly chunks. Didn't really understand that, but I still paid a shitload of money. More on my dislike for the number later, but right now let's address the first 4 games, because these games are what made Hitman great. So ranging from 2000 to 2006, 4 Hitman games saw the light of day. Codename 47, Silent Assassin, Contracts, which is my favorite one of the series, and my second all-time favorite game, I've already talked about this, and Blood Money. Then, after a 6-year break in which we didn't think we'd see another Hitman, and we were pretty much content with the way Hitman Blood Money ended the whole franchise. Something happened actually. Someone decided that a 5th game should see the light of day as well, and it's called Absolution. You've probably noticed how I didn't say Hitman because I do not consider that piece of shit part of the Hitman franchise. Yeah? Do you consider Absolution a part of the Hitman franchise? You do? No, you don't. I mean, you shouldn't. Why the fuck would you do that? I mean, you got 24 hours a day. You got a lot of time to do whatever you want. Go fishing, go hunting, cook something, make a video about something. Why the fuck would you do that? Why the fuck would you spend your time doing that? And then, after the whole community struck back and Square Enix, the guys who bought Hitman, were taken aback by the reception, they kind of hit a low point. I think someone, at least someone in the community had a mental breakdown, and the producers also had a mental breakdown, because right now I'm witnessing something pretty strange. This year, Hitman 6, with no subtitle, just a trademark symbol, was released. So basically, the way I see things, there are 4 games, then there's something, then there's the game that appeared this year, so we've got 3 camps that we need to discuss individually. Let's start with the classics. So in Codename 47 you basically whack some guys from all parts of the world. You go to Hong Kong, then you go to Rotterdam and Hungary. A lot of destinations that are different. I mean, there's really, you don't see reused textures or stuff. It's really new, it's really diverse, and I really like that. After you kill those guys, you realize that they use their DNA to create you, and you go after the guy who made you, the doctor who was behind all this. Then after you realize that you're a clone, you retire to a church and you become some sort of a gardener, and you befriend the guy who works at the church, and he gets kidnapped because some guys want to lure you to work with them to kill some other people that bought a nuke. And then another competing assassin group wants to kill you because you're a clone, and they don't want anybody to be able to make clones. So the first 4 games are actually linked, more or less, and make up a huge story about who you are and why are you in danger and why are you so good and stuff. It's pretty satisfying because in Blood Money you get to kill everybody who's done you wrong, and that's pretty nice. That was a pretty good way of ending the franchise. That was a really good stop. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be backed up at this, but I'm the kind of guy that when a franchise ends, if it ends well, I don't see no point in making another sequel. Yeah. For example, you got Max Payne. Max Payne is a detective, you know, he's been a cop, he's got his family murdered, and he went on and killed the entire mob. Then in the second part, he fell in love with a chick, who was not his wife, by the way. And then in Max Payne 3, he goes in Brazil 9 years later. He's depressed, alcoholic, and at the end of Max Payne 3, he actually moves on. He walks in the sunset, and he's ready to move on. And people still want Max Payne 4. Just why? What's the point? Oh, jeez. So you got this good franchise with 4 games that make millions of copies, and still they want to make a 5th game, which could have been fitted into a movie. What made these games classic is the vibe, is the idea, is the fact that you're going from point A to point B to point C, and you're killing Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C because you've been told to. In Hitman Absolution, you got this Splinter Cell ripoff, a linear story where you kill people, I guess, because you have to or something to protect the girl and stuff, it really changes the game. I don't have anything about the story, no, and I really have nothing against the fact that a man as ruthless as the bald guy is roped into this, because everybody's got a sensitive side, I guess, and that's okay. I can live with that. But the way it's been presented, it should have been a movie, you know? Should have been a movie. And now comes the second part. The impact that this game had on the whole Hitman community was so negative that I think Square Enix, which is famous for not listening to its fans.
Actually, I gotta take that back, because back a while in March, I had some visual problems with the new Hitman, so I decided to call the tech support at Square Enix, not really hoping for a reply, and now my game works just fine because a guy told me what to do, so shout out to the Square Enix tech support.
The guys at Square Enix were really affected by the way Hitman performed because the sales were unexpectedly low and people weren't really pleased with it. Not only the users but also the critics and stuff. Hold on, guys, my fire is lagging. This is normal if you are a wildfire expert. You know this is everybody. It's done with At first, ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't see that the Square Enix guys had a mental breakdown because they didn't really talk about it, but once the new game has been released, I could see what happened. They were so affected by the negative reception that they tried their hardest in this game to recreate the first 4 classic games. And up until this point, I was actually happy and I was actually hoping that the Hitman series would come back to the classics, that I would once again see a classic Hitman title, one Hitman that would make me want to play it for hours on end like I did with the old ones. But the only thing that kept me playing were the challenges. The fact that I had to be a master to a level, not that I enjoyed the level. The targets don't say as much to you, the places are more about the fact that they're big, though I gotta give credit, the third mission, the Marrakesh mission, that's actually pretty cool. They actually made references to the old games. Someone is talking about the manor that you used to visit in the third game. Somebody else is mentioning a drug cartel that you took out, and I'm not talking about the trailer that you get in the game. The Call Me 47 cinematic, the legacy one on YouTube, because that is spectacular. I really love that one. The guys who made it really deserve a prize. And if you've got access to such good CGI, should have made Hitman Absolution a movie, because I'd be okay with that. The gameplay was horrible, but the rest of it was pretty okay. I mean, not my usual cup of Hitman, but some really good Hitman. So it would have been better if Hitman Absolution was a movie. You see, I'm talking about it as a movie, so I'm naming it Hitman Absolution. You want me to talk about the game Absolution? You see what I did there? So I was nibbling on this question for quite a few months right now. Why isn't the new game feeling like a Hitman, like a classic Hitman? Well, let me tell you why. You've got GTA characters, guys who are basically walking parodies like you've seen in GTA 5 or Saints Row. Didn't have that one in Hitman Contracts. You've got the Dimensions. Didn't have that one in Hitman Contracts. You still got the PTSD from it.
There's 2 types of people. Those who spend their lives trying to build a future, and those who spend their lives trying to rebuild the past. For too long, I've been stuck in between.
This game feels wrong. Feels like something underneath is pretty bad. Like, these people that are making this game are barely hanging on to it. They're scared that this game might perform as bad as Absolution. But the idea of traveling abroad in this game just doesn't feel right. I mean, the cutscenes that you get I can't make anything out of it. The story is just non-existent. You just kill people. But that's it. And Hitman wasn't just about this. Hitman was about the story as well. It had a small... This is the beauty of Hitman. It had a story that was buried underneath the hits, and you could really play the game with skipping the whole cutscenes and it would be okay. But you knew... Caminhaš pu... Kačeš... This series is getting a reboot. That's bad. Reboots are bad. Tomb Raider knows all about it. It's bad. Reboots are bad. And I didn't want to see a reboot in Hitman. I'm glad I'm playing Hitman right now. The gameplay is great. The graphics are amazing. I didn't want to play a reboot. A remaster? Yeah, definitely. I even wrote to the guys at Square Enix that I'd sell my leg or something for a remaster. It's not a reboot. I guess I didn't think about it while I was thinking about why isn't this a classic one, because it's a reboot. It can't be classic. And no Tomb Raider apart from the first... Actually, Tomb Raider is really a sensitive place for me because I've seen every Tomb Raider, but growing up I realized I think only Tomb Raider Legend actually pays off. The other ones, the graphics, the gameplay, the clunky gameplay. Yeah. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, not much to talk about. I'm gonna wrap this up. Ate some biscuits and some chocolate bar, drank some juice. Might drink some water from the fridge. I just brought it, you know, just to end the day.